Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, August 15th, and this is my little Scarab, the only beginner Brood War stream on the internet. Oh, yeah, you gotta... What is that horrible thing?
That's the ads.
Shave, trim, and style
Why
in one
is
stroke.
your
Braun,
computer
designed
playing
for what
ads?
matters.
Oh, am I on Twitch? I think I'm on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm closing all your Chrome windows.
No matter.
Okay.
Just makes for a more authentic stream.
The only beginner Brood War stream on the internet. Episode 4! I'm Blank Boy, and this, my handsome co-host, is Teutonic. We are TB Dubs. I was once a C-rated player on Icy Cup ladder, and last season I was B on the remaster ladder. Paul here finished last season at the E rating, so he'll be learning alongside the other Scarabs, asking questions as well as fielding questions from the chat. So this is a show for C to E ranked players on the Brood War ladder. Here what we do is we boil down the complexity of StarCraft and serve it up low APM style. StarCraft can be confusing for new players, and following what's important and what's unimportant on a high APM stream can be befuddling. So I will be playing some games where I hover around 100 APM while I talk you through my game plan, my decision making, and my game sense. I won't be doing anything fancy, and I'll just be staying true to the basics of StarCraft. I'm not going to be talking about mechanics like macro and micro. Rather, I'll get into the many broad mistakes I see players make on the ladder. I want to demonstrate that you don't need to be mechanically strong to play SC at a decent level. So today's topic is easy builds. Playing standard is really good if your mechanics are good, but low-rated players should try builds that fit their needs. Today I'm going to show you a Microless goon Reaver PvP, a 1-base Zealot Archon build in PvZ, and a special White Raw inspired build in PvT. Alright, let's get started. Is there anything you wanted to add, Teutonic?
Not really. Other than if anyone is in the chat, which may or may not.
Yeah, you should
let us
close that so you can see it.
Yeah, right. I feel. Yeah, this is just gonna be for YouTube. Nope, I'm good. That covered a lot and much of it.
Alright, so here we see we've got a 1393 rated account. It is E, it's like high E, and we're going to be playing with this account. Maps that we've banned include blockchain and only blockchain because that's a semi-islands map, and I'm not going to be talking about any map-specific things today. So, good. May I? Okay, let's find out. Oh, okay, we have a C Protoss. We have a 1568 Protoss. So, we have a mid C player. This might not go nearly so well, but we'll see. We'll try it nonetheless. Let's give them the old GLHF and try our Microless Reaver build. So, in this build, all we're going to be doing is we're going to go one gateway, get our cybernetics core, and then we're going to make our robo bay, or excuse me, just our robo, and our robo bay and observers. So we're going to be getting a really quick robo. If we see DTs, we can just hold our ramp while our observer waits to finish. And if we don't, then we can just keep making these slow reavers until we have about 3 or 4 of them, and then go move out, take an expansion, and do a very, very, very slow push to Protoss's base. So, for any of you Protoss players who, for whatever reason, play Protoss but can't micro your Reavers, I mean, the simplest thing is practice your goddamn Reaver micro. You should not play Protoss if you can't micro Reavers. But if you can't, here's a build you can try. You can try this. It's so nice. To just be able to have Reavers and not worry about microing them around. We'll scout a little bit later. no need to scout just yet. Maybe it's proxy. Maybe it's a proxy in the middle of the map, but I'm not going to be too concerned.
Maybe it's proxy time.
Maybe we'll see. All right, what you got?
What do you mean?
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, I asked the chat.
I
Dark
would
Matter
actually like to
BW,
pull that up.
which I hope that BW stands for Brood War. I asked him if our volume was too low, and he said it's just dandy. And I told him thank you.
Oh, we have Dandy in this stream. I mean,
Dandy.
watching.
We have Dandy in the chat.
In the chat. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our first zealot. And following this, we'll just make a pylon because we're a little low on food. So we don't see a proxy. We did not scout him first. But it looks like he also didn't scout us first. So that's fine. That's fine. If we can, maybe we'll hold our ramp. Let's see, which way is he coming? Okay, looks like he's probably down here. Just a little tweak, just watching which direction his probe was scouting in. Nothing big, nothing fancy, just normal, simple decision making. So, why am I holding my ramp? I'm not doing anything particularly sneaky, but insofar as it's a good idea to get scouting information, it turns out it's also a good idea to prevent scouting information.
Unlike this guy.
So, we see that he's getting goon range pretty quickly. Let's see. Okay, just a pylon. Just a pylon. Nothing to worry about. And we can go ahead and throw down our robo. We'll get range to match him soon enough, but no need to rush it. Yep, and he's got his first goon out. We'll just run on home. No big deal.
So he's one gate range in you.
Yep. So it's entirely possible that he's going to add another gateway onto that. We could see him chase down our probe and kill it.
Like, give me my money.
That's fine. If we lose that, not a big deal. It's just a probe. Just a probe. Alright, and looks like we have just enough money for another Dragoon. Beautiful. And our pylon finishes. And once our robo finishes, we can start our robo bay and
Check out
start.
Check out that Romeo probe. Look at all that lipstick on him. Where were you been? You were at the other base? You with the Capulets? Okay. Alright.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're not gonna make a shuttle. This is why we can call this Microless. It's a Microless build. I'm gonna call it a Microless build anyway.
How do you like your
because
food?
We're specifically not making a shuttle. Oh, getting a little supply block.
I like food too. I'm hungry.
We can also go ahead and make our observatory, just in case. I don't see any little shimmers of a DT just yet, but better to be safe than sorry. So let's go, let's see what we see. Just adding everybody to our hotkey, and oh, no.
Are you going to expand soon?
I just have 2 on gas. Yeah. So the idea is once we have 2 reavers, we're gonna expand. So right now I'm just gonna add on a gateway. Just adding on a gateway. I want to be able to hold this space no matter what he's done. So one thing that we can always do if we're unsure, we can go ahead and send a little probe scout out. Actually, let's go ahead and make a pylon, then do that. Right now, since we are still on 1 base, we're at about 40 food. We can halt probe production for a little bit. And just continue making reavers. So let's see, he doesn't really look active on the map. Never mind, he is active on the map. Cool. So this is working away. And our other
You're gonna
guy
need the
finished
pylon.
up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You know.
So right now, we're just waiting for another
He's got an obs.
Reaver, right? He's checking us out. No big deal. Okay, cool. So range just finished, and we feel a little more comfortable with taking our expansion. But let's go ahead and just wait until our Reaver pops. One thing that would be nice to know is how quickly he got on his expansion, but it looks like if he's got an observer at this time, probably not too terribly quickly. So let's go ahead and just come out here. We have
Just
both our Reavers.
Go kill him. That's all. Just
Oh,
go kill him.
so he was just looking for our expansion timing. And sure enough, his observer is going to see that it's right now. This is our expansion timing. We can space these out a little bit, just in case. But no big deal. Change our rally. And go ahead and get another Reaver. Well, getting a little supply blocked.
We got an order from the general.
No big deal. What's that?
Fight the enemy and no mercy.
Oh, okay, so it looks like he's holding our fat bridge. We can wait till our third Reaver pops and try to meddle with him then. Until then, we can go ahead and add on another gateway. Try to do a nice little flood of stuff. Let's go ahead and scout him from the other side with our sneaky probe. Oh, probe, I want you to come up
Look
and
at this
around.
sneaky probe. Look at him. Little slithering probe.
Let's go ahead and allow an observer in between here, especially now that we're not specifically holding our ramp anymore.
I'm having
Go ahead and-
flashbacks of when this build was done to me. Just can't help but laugh.
We can go up to 4 gates. That looks good. And here we go. We've got our third gate just finishing up.
Look at this mass. Look at this
Dude,
Protoss
it's not-
mass of army units.
We can pick up our production again, and we'll see that.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
maybe
oh.
he was looking to take a third. He's just gonna deny us a scout.
Okay,
Oh,
just-
cute. He's
Little
got a
cannon.
cannon
Probably
there.
getting ups. Probably getting ups.
That's entirely possible. So we've got 3 Reavers and
Warren's
should have a
on the
4th.
There's
And we can go ahead and get our slow Reavers to start pushing up here.
This might be a work of art.
Let's go ahead and have our Reavers continue making. Once we have enough money, we can go ahead and do this. There we go. But right, we're just guiding our Reavers. We're just guiding our Reavers. Right, so if he wants to come. Okay,
Look at
cool.
them
And we
GGs.
have an observer, no big deal.
How lovely.
We can always get another observer if we're afraid of it getting sniped. You know, just
This
being a
is-
little careful. But this is essentially Microless, right? I have these nice big fat Reavers that are not even gonna get microed.
Yeah, you're really only interacting with your army units in clumps. You're not individually picking them
I don't
out.
have to be cute. I don't have to be perfect. I can just do some pretty natural feeling Reaver micro. Or not micro, just I mean I'm really just 1Aing them, let's be real. But sure enough, Reavers are a good unit, and often you don't need anything more than 1A. So here we'll keep this safe. You know, getting some cannon fire, no big deal, and
He left.
that's the game.
Alright,
And that's
good
game.
game.
No big deal. So we were at 105 APM that game. Really nothing fancy. Really low micro, low APM. If you want to mark that, that's 1550.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
This game finished at 1550. We can take a look at this. We can watch from Zidifaqa's perspective and see what went wrong for Zitificla. Here, actually, while we're doing this, I would like to just pull up the chat here. That would be great.
Yeah, right. Good call. Well, that was kind of hilarious. Like, I'm holding posture right now, but you just made a bunch of reavers.
Yeah, so it's so. Oh,
very
please
sorry.
Stop this. It's so low micro. It's beautiful.
Like,
Go ahead and hop over here.
that's. I wonder what would be good to counter that. Like, I'm not saying.
So
I'm not
so
just gonna
really,
blow
once
smoke
you
up.
start meeting players at a higher level, the counter is Dragoon Reaver with micro. Dragoon Reaver with micro often beats Dragoon Reaver without micro when there is sufficient micro.
Do you think that they're utilizing their reavers quicker too? They don't wait for 4 to pump out.
It's not so much about quickness. It's really just about when you have good micro with Reavers, you can drop your Reaver, attack Reavers, and pick up your Reavers. And then their Reavers get hit with Reaver shots, and yours don't. That's it. But when we're at low levels, and we saw it, right? This was a C player. This was about a 1550 player, I think. So even against a 1550 player, this sort of microless Reaver play was really powerful because I didn't see him utilize any Reaver micro at all. So right now this is pretty uninteresting. We've just got these mirror builds.
So when you were talking about that high level play, you were talking about they will be also doing Reaver.
Right, I mean,
They'll be doing
it's
Dragon Reaver
PvP,
too.
you're gonna go Dragon Reaver. If you're making anything but Dragon Reaver, you're probably dead to Dragon Reaver. Okay, normal stuff. Our Cybernetics timings are actually... Oh, he's slightly slower than me, no big deal.
They
What do you
hard rain. He says, "Wow, never seen a 3 Reaver intentional slow push."
Yeah, you should try it. It's so much fun. It's ridiculous. If your Reaver micro is bad, do this build against Protoss. It's awesome.
I wonder why it wouldn't show up there.
I just pulled that up. So just give it
Okay.
time. Let's see. So he got range really, really quickly. I saw this. I thought maybe this is indicative of him wanting to do something aggressive because this is really, really fast. We're gonna hold off. We're gonna wait. Spend our first 200 gas. Well, after this guy, on this.
So what are some good low level highlights here?
Low
Even
level
though
highlights.
everything looks, normal, business as usual.
Yeah, nothing's happening so far, really. I mean, we got our robo, he did not, he held off. Okay, cool, he got his robo just a little bit later, right? This is the difference in the timing of getting range first. His is here, ours is here. It's just like a quarter of a robo faster, maybe a third of a robo. Not a big deal, not really gonna highlight that. This is nice, this is smart. He wants to see when we're expanding, and right, if we're just pushing out, we won't actually catch this if we just walk straight up. So this is a nice little place to see your opponent's timing. I guess he's also considering maybe we'll do that to him, and he doesn't want us to see when he expands.
Right.
So this is interesting. I consider this a fast forge for sure. He's doing this forge before he's even expanding, which is a little curious because right, this is
fast forge.
about the worth of a. This is the worth of a gateway. It's about the worth of a dragoon. I usually hold off on this. Okay, so he wants to get really quick upgrades. This is actually nice, right? In mirror matchups, if you can have the upgrade advantage. I mean, I know in TVT that's when it's the biggest.
Okay.
But regardless, this is a nice little touch.
So he wants a particular edge.
Yeah, he's going for the upgrade edge, which I mean, unfortunately, there's no way for him to know at this point that there's just going to be 3 Reavers barreling
Exactly.
down his front.
You could be going DTs for all he knows.
That's true. That's true. That's entirely possible. And right, he's checking that. He's getting the fast observer. We've got the tech up in case we do seize DTs. Right, we'll just hold the ramp while our observer finishes. Right now, range is on the way. No need to rush it. We just want it eventually at a good time. So let's see. He's macroing. He's getting his expansion that we don't know about. So this is nice. Would have been nice. When do I send? Do I send this probe out now? Yeah, I think I send this out now, and he's gonna catch this with these 4, and we're not gonna see his expansion timing. But so one way to account for this, let's just block his vision and look at us. So from a game sense perspective, what we see is 4 dragoons. We know they're out on the map, which means that he feels comfortable. He probably has a comfortable number of gateways. So he's probably not doing anything particularly shisty. Oh, and we see the observer. But even before we see the observer, it's probably not DTs, because when you go DT, what do? You just send your DTs across the map. You don't send 4 dragoons across the map.
And you don't have him wait around either.
Right,
You don't just not use
especially,
a
right,
DT.
this is a C-level player. So we can probably rule out some DT opening. And, right, he's wandering across the map. He's not saying that his strength is robo units.
I will have to interject real quick because you introduced the idea that he's a C player. So
Yeah.
what was something that you said you wouldn't see that from a C player where they would send goons around the map?
Yeah, like doing some kind of little push with a small number of gateway units. Not a push, but just a little poke to throw you off.
So you would have more.
No.
Or you
I'm
have
just
less?
saying you would just have your naked DTs running across the map.
Oh, okay.
Right? Any C-level player who's going DTs is just going to run their naked DTs across the map.
Got it.
Not that there's anything wrong with doing that, right? I mean, our observer's not even done yet. I mean, yeah, we had the infrastructure for it. We could have held it off. It would have been fine. But
I see what you're saying.
just saying.
Yeah. So
Uh,
goon presence for high level or C level players basically means like he probably doesn't have any tech, or like
Right. His
crazy
his
units.
strength is going to be in goon numbers.
got it.
And sure enough, we noticed that this is true. His strength is not in. He didn't end up doing any drops. He did no drops this game. He did have some DTs, but yeah, these are his first DTs. We're after 8 minutes, and he's making his first DTs.
And his play isn't, I'm going to drop you with DTs because it
Yeah.
would have happened.
Oh, this
already.
is nice. So this is his gateway explosion. He's getting up to 6 gates on 2 bases. Sure enough, his strength is in gateway numbers. His DTs are now started. Oh, he got 3. Jeez.
So he wants to have like a goon DT action going on.
Yeah, he should really. I think this is an inadvisable move without a shuttle, because DTs are not a good part of an army composition. They're just not. I know they're invisible, but they're just not.
I guess maybe not for PvP, we should say.
I just would
Not even
say
in PvZ?
they're not. They're not.
What about,
zealots.
Corsair
I mean,
Reaver?
I know they one-shot
I mean,
lings. I know 40
Corsair DT.
damage is a lot, but God, I much prefer a zealot to a DT.
Do you think it's a preference thing, or do you think objectively?
If you are super good, if you're the best at picking up observers, sure, I guess this is an okay addition.
Okay.
Um,
All right, so you
but
start.
whatever. The PvP composition is Dragoon Reaver. It is not Dragoon DT.
Okay, could you pause real quick?
Yeah.
Because I just want to, like, you have so much more units than he does, at least on the map.
Yeah. So if you want, we can go right before we meet. Okay, cool. So we're right before we meet. What do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here's a control group and a quarter. So we've got 15 dragoons. I'm not even going to count the zealot. And 3 reavers.
3, okay.
I mean, doesn't this just feel nice marching three
this
Reavers
is
across?
insane.
He's got 10, 10 of these guys and 3 of these.
Okay.
I don't know why his army is so small. I honestly couldn't tell you because I wasn't watching his macro so tightly. One thing that you could say is, well, he got this Nexus before you, and then he exploded with gateways, and we only seen 0 rounds. Actually, I think this is his first round of 6 gateways, was these 3 DTs and these 3 zealots. So he hasn't really benefited yet from his gateway explosion, whereas this was the second unit producing structure we made, and we've been, yeah, we got supply blocked a little here and there, right? But this isn't about having perfect mechanics. We made it earlier, and we've been building out of it pretty regularly. On top of our 4 gateways, it was 2, we've been slowly adding them on.
That's a very interesting point to make. Like, not right now, if I was looking at your base,
Sure.
if you were to go to and see your gates, you see, I would just see 4 gates. But because you're making also reavers, like,
Yeah.
that is a army producing structure. So it
Right.
also, you have 5 army producing buildings right
Right,
now.
and usually you don't really think of the robotics facility that way, because usually you're not just constantly pumping Reavers out of it.
No. Okay.
But in our case, we are. So we're constantly pumping Reavers out. And this, I mean, I don't know why his Dragoon count is below ours. That seems a little bizarre.
What do you think he was?
I noticed he was supply blocked for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just supply blocks.
And
I
he
mean,
got
right,
those gates
150 minerals went into this, another 100 went into +1, and another 175, I think, went into +2. 400 went here, but we also have a Nexus at this point, so I'm not going to rack it up to that. He does have this Templar tech. That's some money, right? This is 150. This is 100 or 150?
Okay.
So
Okay.
just little money spending things. And right, yes, nice. He has 6 gateways. He hasn't been able to make the most use out of them. He's only got 1 round of stuff out of it.
Are those speed lots?
No. And right now, that round of stuff is coming out of his main. So here we are. We're just escorting our slow Reavers, right? We're keeping track of where he is and not letting him surround these. Cool, we have an observer, normal stuff. Protoss is shiesty and makes DTs. But then, I mean, we're really just getting... If our Dragoons are trading evenly, then we're ahead because we have more Dragoons. A little sloppy control by him. Losing the thing that I just said, right? The first time these 3 get any use, and those zealots just sort of get wasted. But
Is there anything in that shuttle?
there is not.
Okay, no.
Okay.
'Cause you just got it.
That's weird. That makes no sense. Cool. We're still just slowly marching Reavers. Totally Microless. Don't want to lose them doing anything stupid.
This feels so bad from the loser perspective.
Yeah,
Like, I
we're
would feel
just
horrible
marching
if
them.
I
And
was- this is me.
okay, cool. Another wave of Dragoons. Just he's not macroing out of all of these. Another wave which is finished, but I mean we have just compounded way too hard thanks to our Reavers, and that's GG.
Yeah.
I really think his money was just going in too many places. Whereas ours was really just going into more Dragoons, more Reavers. Yeah, we got an expansion, but so did he. Whereas he's, DTs are actually expensive. And putting 3 of them, oh shit. Oh, it's D. Okay, that's fine. I was like, geez, did this account just get to C? Alright, we ready for another one?
I think so.
Alright, let's see. So today we're talking about easy to execute builds. Easy to execute builds for low level players. In PvP, we're just demonstrating this Microless Reaver play. If we hit a PvZ, we're going to demonstrate a 1 base Zealot Archon push, which is also really easy to execute. If we hit a Terran player on the ladder, we're going to do a White Raw inspired special tactics build. Also very, very easy to execute. So today is all about just executing simple builds, executing simple builds, specifically for low-level players. Because a lot of builds that you see high-level players do, they look really nice and flashy, but in order to execute them, you need a high-level skill set. So what are some builds, excuse me, what are some builds that low-level players can play and execute effectively despite not having this high-level skill set? And in my opinion, it is different from what a high-level player executes. So we've got another piece. What do we got? What do we got? Okay,
Okay.
PvT on a 2-player map.
And he looks like he's good. Look at those bars.
1439, he looks so good. So we're gonna play a very easy to execute build. This is something White Raw once called Special Tactics. So Special Tactics is basically like 2 base 8 gateways. You just max out on gateway units because, right, StarCraft is a game about money. Let's just spend more money on stuff and go fuck them up. That's the idea. That's what we're doing. We'll see how it goes against our 14... what was he, 1430? Against our 1430 opponent.
1438.
1438. Against our D-level Terran. This is a 2-player map, so it might be worth scouting early and scouting weirdly. I don't want to talk too much about, like, high-level scouting.
Scout early, scout often.
Scout early, scout often. That's what they told us in grade school.
Yeah, right.
Scout early, scout
What would
often.
you scout in grade school?
What's
grade school
playground?
scouting?
Duh.
So, like, what would you scout for?
Rats,
Rats?
cockroaches, you know, birds of prey.
Birds of prey? Were you a bully? Were you a bully?
What? No, I was bullied by falcons and shit.
Yeah, so
I just got eaten one time.
everybody one time. Well, everyone's like playing jump rope and hopscotch. You're out in the field going, and there's an eagle going.
I was so small. I was the runt of the litter. We were also animals.
We were also animals.
We talked in these terms, runts and litters.
And then I came out of my DMT trip. And that was when
Yeah.
I first did DMT.
That was a crazy trip, dude.
What a great trip.
Alright, so he's not proxying us up here. At least, no, there's no room up there. Where else might we get proxied? Is he going to proxy us over here?
Oh, is
Very
this,
cool. No
is this
proxies.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
Okay.
No new proxies.
What a confusing map name. Oh, thanks. Yeah, put it with a, name it a current game that is another Blizzard-like game.
Yeah, right. They just are not interested in you having any idea what you're playing.
Right. I'm playing on Overwatch. Oh, you're playing Overwatch now, dude? No, I don't...
Fuck it, dude. Just forget about it. Just forget
Yeah, I
about
play
it.
Overwatch now.
Alright,
Yeah.
we got an SCV. Okay, cool. Normal
Great,
stuff.
he's not a shyster. Which...
He's not a shyster.
Oh, he still has time to be one.
No, I mean, what's he gonna proxy factory, I guess.
Dude, what if he 13 racks you? Eminem.
Okay, well this is a factory, so cool.
okay.
He's not doing anything weird. Our guy is starting. I'm just gonna expand after this. Okay, cool. So he's doing all that. Maybe I'll park this one. No, nothing too fancy. I'm just. Yeah, I do want to park it. Alright, so let's see if we can't get away with a really early expansion. We saw that he wasn't making any Marines after his first one, so
So he's not going hard in the marine paint.
yeah. So I'm happy to just expand after this.
Kill that. Kill
I
that.
need to cut this a little bit, but no big deal. No big deal.
Look at that SCV. Somebody help me. Somebody, please.
So really with this build, what we want to do is we want to get as fast of a as fast as our natural as we humanly can, so that we can go ahead and start pumping a bunch of speed, zealot, and dragoon with range. So let's go ahead and add on another gateway to begin the onslaught.
The onslaught.
This thing's... There we go. I guess we can start range, or, you know what's better than starting range early? More gateways.
When do you get range?
I'm gonna get it pretty soon, actually. Let's see, this is finishing up. Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and do a little transfer. Keep getting this. Keep getting this. We're not pushing up and, you know, making him repair his bunker. We're just doing the bare minimum. Just doing something really easy. We don't want to lose any dragoons too early. We don't want to get messed up. We can go ahead and start building our pylon wall. Cool. Oh, this doesn't have a rally. There we go. Alright. Maybe this is a good time to get this. Then similarly, maybe this is a good time to get this and start getting our speed. Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, I heard a mine.
So it's a little annoying. Oh,
Ooh.
that was not clean.
Does it take 2 mines to kill a dragoon?
Yeah. So the obvious downfall of this build is that we don't have we don't have observers. But no big deal. We'll make do with what we got. Where are the mines at? Thank God.
Is there like a good path to take when going mine sweeping with dragoons? Like a good formation to have? Or not really?
I'm doing it so that they're next to each other, not in front of each other. You know what I'm saying?
So they. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they should have.
We can start leg speed. We have a little less than a. Let's see. What's he doing? We don't really want to attack over that. We would much rather attack over full round. Cool. That's finished. Oh, he found us. Let's see if he's trying to take a third. He almost certainly is. Why else would he be over there?
Great job.
Yep. No big deal. This isn't quite done yet. There we go. So, how many dragons do we have? Let's just add on a couple more, and we can start flooding with zealots pretty soon. Cool. Let's add on another gateway or two. How's this going? Doopa-doopa-doo. Oh, those guys are being dumb. Are dragons ever not being dumb? Oh, I guess he wasn't mining this up or taking it, at least not immediately. And let's start flooding.
No. Are you afraid of mines?
God. Oh, I hate mines. I'm absolutely horrified. But no matter. Let's get one more and we'll have a healthy lucky number 7. And then once we have a nice couple rounds of all these gateways finished, we can go ahead and do our little push. Oh wait, we did that one. cool, so it doesn't look like he's expanding just yet. You'll notice we halted pro production. See if he's expanding in the other direction. I doubt it, but no, why not? Cool. Oh yeah, and this is finished. What's it called? Oh, he is going to follow us. Oh man, what a hero. He survived so many shots.
Right.
Why don't you guys hang out up here and you can run? Oh, maybe he is interested in attacking us. No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Oh. Okay, so what do you see, little buddy? Right here, this will be our control 3. Oh, getting a little blocked here.
Do you think he's got a third somewhere else, or do you think he just doesn't have one right now?
No, I'm convinced that he doesn't have one. But if he didn't mine this up, then we can just go ahead and waltz across this little guy. Oh shit. And continue pumping these out. Oh, what's all this? So I'll just run a couple of these through, see what happens.
A little micro here just to drag some.
Yeah, just dragging some
swath
mines.
away
Just
the
dragging
mines.
some mines. I don't want any mines ruining my day.
And some scouting information, I see.
Yeah. And now we can just have all of this
Just
head
macro.
straight there,
Just a layer of macro.
like a head ass. Oh, all
Okay.
these guys are getting caught up here.
That's a big
Oh, this
change.
is horrible.
Yeah.
This is the worst angle in the world. And now we lost everything. Sometimes special tactics doesn't work so well.
Oh. Yeah.
Nah, that's not really worth it. But
Yeah.
let's just go. Oh. These are making. I will continue teching up to late game tech. We'll deny him this. Cool. We'll take a third ourselves.
Finally.
I guess we need a robo if we can't just attack through that.
So you're going in a lot of directions right now.
Yeah. So right now I'm finishing up everything that I didn't have before. Oh, why did
Yeah,
that
he's
happen?
really denying that. He's doing a pretty good job of doing that too.
So the same way that we're denying, he wants to deny. That's annoying. Oh, here. Let's have him run up first. Let's see. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh no. That's annoying. But no big deal.
Okay, he's moving
he
his
is-
army up.
He is here to stay. Let's see if we can't kind of deny this while we take this. Oh, he's probably sieged up by now. Thank God.
I always like that it's like a hope that that doesn't actually do damage.
Right? I mean, it's a coin toss every time, let me tell you. So we're gonna cut into this area instead of just going straight up to. Oh, thank you. I would love that. Please give me your tank. Thank
Give him.
God. Okay.
Ooh,
But
ooh,
he doesn't want to get with the rest.
Yeah. A little scoop of the vultures.
Yeah, right. So we have a nice little flood of zealots here. See what they can't get done. I really hope he's not building right here, which he almost certainly is.
Now, are you happy with where your minerals are at?
Oh, they are getting so high. Oh no. You guys. Oh shit, there's like a bunch of stuff here, isn't there? Yeah. Well, that's not gonna fly. Alright. Well, we tried. At least we have this to show for it. Let's continue checking.
You already had that.
There we go. That's the one. Remaking our dragoons. Continue making our wall. Oh no, that's not what we wanted. Please run away. Oh, yeah, that's a disaster. You guys.
You have a lot of zealots.
Yeah, so, I like having more zealots than dragoons in the mid-game. Oh, bollocks. I also just lost a bunch of dragoons. Or, not just, I shouldn't say just. Yeah, we can leave these guys back here. Oh, whatever, you can stay. How are we doing? Okay, cool. And time to get this guy. Cool. Oh, very uncool. Very uncool. Please get out, single pro, who maybe will make something of himself. Excuse me. Thank you. So, start a few observers, why not? Bollocks. So that's annoying.
So you're doing some good third harass.
Oh, he is for sure. Cool, let's just get stasis, what do you say? So our money is abysmal. Our money is not low because our macro is good. Our money is good because he keeps killing probes. So, I'll have a little bit of a wall up here. And then we'll just run away. And to keep things extra simple, oh, we don't even have a forge yet. Oh, what is all this? We can give ourselves a little bit of map presence here. I'm not really sure where to take my other main.
Yeah. So he's got vultures.
Oh yeah.
So wherever it is, something that you can defend. Ooh, here comes the
here
ball.
he is.
He has no Goliaths.
No, don't do that.
And I wonder where he is in his ball.
Ooh, so here's the
Okay,
ball.
there's a couple
We
in the
found
back.
ball.
A couple Goliaths in the back.
We need more of these guys. Oh boy, we don't have time for storm. Oh, and he's over our bridge. Okay, this is GG. So this is not where you want to see siege tanks. Oh jeez. Oh yeah, this is almost certainly a disaster. No, this just is a disaster.
GG!
GG. Alright, that was our shuttleless PvT, our special tactics. Oh, dropping back down to 1447. That's more where I want this account to be. Let's go ahead and check that out. Last replay. The 1450 Terran, what was he?
1438.
1430. Oh, but I forgot to check what our APM was at the end of that.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine. So you can watch from losing Protos's perspective. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's skip to the minute mark. What do we have here? So this is a pretty normal opening. Not too interested in this. You know, this is nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I mean, it's PvT. How crazy is this? Is the 2-minute mark gonna be? Oh yeah, I guess we did scout around for craziness. Normal stuff. Opening up. Getting a factory. Very normal stuff. Very normal stuff. This felt like he went siege expand. So I don't think we saw mines until a little bit later. Let's find out. So he kept making up until 3 marines.
So he just went straight vultures first.
Right. I mean, he got this first vulture out, but I think that's it. Yeah, there it is. So he's expanding right here, probably because he saw how slow our dragoon was. You know, no zealot. So he feels comfortable building this right here. Yeah, and he's got, okay, cool. He's got 4 and a bunker, and he's getting, oh, he did get mines first. Okay, there he is. He's making some vultures, Right, both of us have this very economic opening. I'm mining on 2 bases. He's mining on 2 bases. He's getting detection. Where does he? Oh, there he does. He's getting another factory. And oh yeah, that's right. He did this.
So he's doing like a good job scouting too.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, so he's got some mines on the map. We tried to deny any more mines, yeah, with these 2 guys. So these 2 guys slowly march across the map, just checking for any minefields. Because we know that we are doing the old observerless special tactics.
Oh, so that's the point too, is
Yes.
observerless.
Yes, so, right, because it's all your money is going into gateways. All your money. There's no money left over for anything else. At least that's the idea. I'm floating a little right now. That's not good. Okay, so he's doing the normal thing, keeping a vulture presence on the map just to have these little groups of mines checking out. This is kind of off to the side, but I guess this makes sense if he intends to expand here later.
Real quick, something I've noticed is that if you
Yeah.
play games where you just make the object of your game just to like, how tight can I make my money and how great can I make my macro, you'd be so surprised how many like units you can eke out. It's like you just be put in a complete different position where you just have a lot more number of units, and you just feel like you can do so much more. I'd recommend doing a few games where you just forget about everything else and just say, all right, how low can I make my money, and how many units can I just turn out without before I die?
Yeah, that's great advice. I mean, like if you've never done that before and you have macro problems, the difference between, I mean, once you see that, it's uncanny.
Yeah, like definitely flex that macro muscle a few games and then go right back into doing what you're, whatever you're working on.
So he, gets this.
I was hoping that Dragoon would dance a little bit more with that vulture, or the
Right.
mine would just come out.
But whatever, so he's getting his 3rd. Now, this is a little useless over here. Would have liked to, oh wait, that's right, this is our push. This is when our push is coming. That's
you
why
have
we have so
a
many.
lot of units right now.
Yeah, so this
You
is
have a
special
lot of
tactics.
units.
This is the amount of gateway units you can get on one base. Oh, what am I saying? You can get more than this. What the hell? I have 1,000 in the bank. Oh, that's right. I got supply blocked. I guess that's a big thing. Don't get supply blocked. When
Yes,
you're
that is
playing
critical to what I
special
said
tactics.
before as well.
Yeah.
Without getting supply
So
block.
he has this really nice tank setup. Even if these siege up in places, a really nice setup.
You're moving down.
Just this staggered. Yeah. Okay. So let's see how much damage mines do. They get 1. Ooh, they get another hit off on those dragoons, making them weak. Ooh, they get another. Oh, did that one knock off?
Want
That
to
one
see
didn't go
at
off.
what point do you think the tide turns?
Yeah.
Right now,
let's
would
see.
you? Okay, if you pause right here real quick, would you say that there's any hope? Like, or do you think he's
Let's
in a
see,
really
we
good
have
position?
a control group of dragoons, and now only a control group and 2 zealots, 3 zealots. How close is this? Oh, this is about to pop.
And what do you think? Do you think that this
Let's
is
see.
enough to I mean, obviously we saw a condition.
Right. We saw it all go down.
We saw how it went down, but do you think that just looking at it from here, what would you think would win this versus this push?
I mean, looking from here, it looks like this is a little late because he already has 8 tanks, and tanks are really what, like in PvT, I mean, hell, in TVT, you know, it's this critical number of tanks that like is really the determining factor that turns the tides. Yeah, of course mines are really nice, but I mean, oh my god, tanks. So he already has 8 tanks here. Oh, and number 9 is finishing. He already has basically 9 tanks. Because, right, this guy can just siege up right here. I really would have... I mean, honestly, what I should be doing is practicing this so I get this a little tighter. So that this comes out before there's 9 tanks.
Got it. And actually, you know what I want to point out too is it's interesting where his tanks are placed. They are nothing is on top of the ramp. It's almost like he's inviting you in to come in. Like he doesn't want to ward you off. He wants you to get you to that choke point, and then you see the flare of like, oh, this is actually how many tanks I got. Like I'm not going to show you up on the cliff.
Oh, that's an interesting note.
I wonder if he did
Yeah,
that.
and actually, I'm so disappointed in the money situation here, right? Because this is like, well, bitch, you had enough to add a shuttle in here and drop some zealots on top of this. Which, right, the whole point is that it's just so stupid much of, that was not clean.
Sorry to pause this again.
Yeah.
Oh, just what would you say to address what you just said? Like,
Yeah,
what would you say to
I
do?
mean, if I were going to keep doing this, just practice this tighter, get this tighter, so that you have no money when your push hits. No money when your push hits.
No money when your push hits.
No money when your push hits.
Got it.
Um,
When your push hits.
and then, ooh, yeah, this is so. At this point, this is bad, right? This is just a handful of dragoons against these staggered tanks all the way down here. Yep, and there's 9 tanks and a handful. Oh yeah, that was sloppy of me. Not cleaning this up, and that's really this whole game. Yeah.
That did kind of turn the tide. At least that was.
Oh yeah, I mean that was just like so. Losing all this stuff and doing no damage.
You were right in that he did not have a base. Like your game sense was correct in that he did not have another. He didn't expand up.
Right.
Which that's interesting. Why do you think that you're able to sense that?
It's just so hard for Terran to expand across this little ramp. This is way more vulnerable for Terran than this is, right? Because this basically looks like Fighting Spirit.
That does. When you just said that and zoomed out and pointed all this out, I thought exactly that.
Yeah, it's not Fighting Spirit because there's this here, in between here and here, and right, this is skinny, not fat. But this looks so much like Fighting Spirit.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of Fighting Spirit. I imagine that's the inspiration for this setup with the first, second, and third bases.
Yeah, exactly.
And right, for Terran, if he has an opportunity to take this expansion, it would just be silly not to take some other expansion. So I think I'm going to call that this game.
Okay.
Just not tight enough with money.
Yeah.
All right. Should we go for another one?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go for another one. If we hit another Terran, we can try tightening that up.
I'll have another.
But if we hit Zerg, the only one we haven't hit yet, if we hit Zerg, we'll go ahead and do our 1 base Zealot Archon push. That is our PvZ easy build of the day.
PvZ easy.
our PvP easy build is a Microless goon Reaver. Microless Reaver push, where we don't make shuttles and we just make Reavers.
I would
Okay,
love to make a
Meshma.
segment where we just have it. It's called GG Easy.
Yeah, what's in GG Easy? What happens during GG Easy?
I don't. Us just wrecking. We're just wrecking fools. I don't know if we can go up and get there, but
Alright, but maybe one day.
nice split. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
I'm too used to that.
That's just flexing.
Why I gotta flex like that? So
It's all
we're not doing anything fancy. My hands aren't even on the game.
Yeah, right.
We're in a PvP. What I see so much on the ladder is one, people not going Dragoon Reaver in this matchup. Please go Dragoon Reaver in this matchup. You will die if you don't. I mean, yeah, I guess you can DT and get away with these free wins, but whatever. I see them doing weird things. If you are afraid of your own Reaver micro, try this build. This is Microless Dragoon Reaver. We're going to go one gateway. We're going to get a robo. And then we're going to get range. I don't need to pull this off yet. We're just going to constantly make Reavers. When we have about 2 or 3, we're going to be taking our expansion. When we have about 4, we're going to be pushing slowly across the map to our opponent's base. Just a nice, and we're going to just be guarding our Reavers with our Dragoons, just babysitting them, escorting them across to our opponent's main. We can work an observer in here. We'll be able to account for fast DTs because Robo is the first thing we're getting, the second thing we're getting after our gateway, but whatever. Because you have to. But just playing really nice and simple, just gonna waltz some Reavers over to his main. So, let's go for it. Got my, whoops, this needs to be control 5, there we go.
So this is not Overwatch, but it looks a little.
This is Gladiator.
Is this a 3-player map?
No, this is a 4-player map.
Okay.
It's a 4-player map with a base in the middle of the map. And let's make sure that he's not building stuff here. Cool. Now his scout was a little early. Oh yeah, he's gonna mana us, that's a little annoying. No big deal. Not a big deal, that's what our zealots for. We can just have this go straight there. No
So,
big deal.
always get your first zealot.
Oh.
In a PvP.
Yeah. Okay, cool. He tried to block. Oh, he did block us off. Alright, so we won't be able to see what he's doing, but that's fine because we just want to get a. Maybe I'll attack us too. We just want to get. God, what is this thing called? A Reaver. I just want to get a Reaver.
We're gonna get a Reaver regardless of what he's getting.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
We're also going to get our Observer tech up relatively quickly. Yeah, so this is one of the big reasons why we don't skip Zealot in PvP. Why we don't skip our first Zealot. Let's go ahead and get some food.
Yum 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 yum. Delicioso.
What? What is that?
That's Dora. Dora the Explorer.
Oh,
That's the backpack.
backpack. Okay, we should have enough money for this and this. So we'll start making Reavers. Not even gonna get a shuttle. And then on top of that, we can. Yeah, cool. This is almost done. Yeah, I guess we have about enough for a Reaver. And Reaver. I'm gonna get a robo behind us, just in case. We're holding our ramp. We're looking for any shimmery objects.
Now, do you say an obs is a? When you said robo, I think you meant obs.
Oh yeah.
It's low. It's inexpensive tech.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Ooh, look at these zealots.
Oh, that's annoying. Alright, I think we're gonna have to pull probes.
Pro party. Woo.
Yeah, you good. Oh shit, our Dragoon got caught in that. This is almost done, so that's nice. This should be a zealot. Yeah, and then, whatever. I have a Reaver, I don't care. Yeah, big whoop. So, that's another nice
Reaver timing.
example of the timing of this. I know that I don't have to get an observer right now, because
He's doing some 2-gate stuff.
he just went 2-gate. So a little curious,
So I guess noticing when you see
What
units
one
out on the
after
map,
this?
those
Yeah.
aren't free. Like you don't just get 5 zealots and then somehow you have a shuttle and a reaver somewhere else.
Right. So from a game sense perspective, we can say now, okay, cool. He does not have certain things. That was 500 minerals right there, or 500 if it was indeed 5. I don't know how many there were.
I think there were 5. I think
Okay,
one maybe
so-
even ran off, but I think it definitely was 5 in that line.
Yeah. So either way, right? Not free. Oh, what are you doing, Randy? Randy? I'll go ahead and keep my first observer here. Oh heck, we can use this to go scout our opponent, check out what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and get range after. Where did my probe go? He got lost. Oh no, here he is. I'm gonna get range after this, because I have reavers. I'm not too afraid of whatever he's gonna pull. And I don't intend on attacking right now, so that's fine. That's fine by me.
Now you are pushing long ways.
Yeah, so this is a
Look at this.
Oh,
This is beautiful.
This is ugly. This is horrifying. I can't believe he has this many. God.
They're
what
going to
is
be
wrong?
speed lots. They're definitely going to be
Yeah,
speed lots.
yeah,
He's putting
oh,
all
for
the
sure.
investment in zealots.
Oh, for sure. Which is what this just shines against. I can't believe I'm somehow being mannered by nothing. Holy shit! He mannered me with nothing. Oh fuck. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep making these guys.
What would you say? How many goons would you like to have before you push out
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
against those zealots?
2-gate something. I guess I should leave that over there and just check out what's going on. Right, I'm just slowly amassing this little army dude. Getting our expansion.
Oh, you're right in that
Okay,
scout.
so here he comes, Miss America. Oh, not enough minerals because I'm busy building my scarabs. That's fine, no big deal. Let's just make sure that we have enough of everything. Yeah, so this should be enough to scare him off. Let's find out. Let's go up and around and see what he's up to.
Was he a fool?
So I'm fine with him not moving because I'll move. Yeah, you can attack that. Yeah, you attack that. I'm not even concerned about him targeting me.
Okay, so he honors the Reaver.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, don't we all? Come on, dude, it's a Reaver. So he's almost certainly expanding right now, but I wanna hear him say it.
I want him to say uncle.
Okay, yeah, and this is him saying, I'm expanding.
Okay. So that's on its
cool
way.
going through here, going through these tight, narrow corridors.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, baby, baby. Oh, move. Let the scarabs do their work. So we're just gonna move with our reavers. Oh, you can move with them too. We don't want to get them isolated. They are pretty bad alone. I mean, that many reavers can hold their own alone, but let's just not be crazy. We can keep making reavers, because reavers are a good unit. We can get up to 5. Yeah, we're gonna take some hits, no big deal.
Right, so that just went down. So he's
And
just gonna
here
let
we
you
are.
have that ramp platform. Oh, because there's all this shit.
Oh. Yeah, that's not good. Oh no, wait. Stand and fight. So we should be able to take this.
Given that you have this, you have a Reaver.
Yeah,
Nice.
so if we lose that, that's fine. He's also losing that. Just from a decision-making perspective, let's stand away from that. And we can actually let these guys lead the way. Oh, that's right. We just
that is
lost a
10
bunch
food.
of stuff. So I just made zealots because they make quicker.
Good thinking.
Oh, please come down here. Oh, and they're out of scarabs. That's fine. He's not. Oh, y'all need to.
And also, Zealots are good for taking Dragoon shots.
That's for sure true. Oh, don't get in range. Alright.
Or you can devastate that mineral line.
Yeah, and this can be the
Yeah,
end.
oh, nice.
Alright,
Yeah, you
and
can.
that's the game. Ooh. Oh, good. We did keep our APM below 120. So 108 APM. Again, really simple build. This was one of those errors I was talking about. I don't know what he's doing not making Dragoons. He had so many Reavers. Zealots are so useless in this matchup before speed. Especially, well, the only case where they're not is when you are just 2-gating and just sending an endless stream of Zealots to the base and trying to make them over-micro their Dragoons, and your intention is just to kill them. You're all-inning right now. If you're doing anything but that, you have no reason to be getting a bunch of slow Zealots. So let's check out what our losing player did. Oh, you're right, it's not showing up here. You know what? This is, should be TV Dubs chat. Whatever. Teutonic, you got any questions from the chat?
Yeah, so where are you guys streaming from? It says Cat Camera Bell.
Cat Camera Bell.
We're streaming from Chicago.
Oh, that was really nice.
And
So he does block our vision. We don't get to see that this is a 2-gate. But as we see, doesn't even matter. So yeah, he mannered us. That's a little annoying. That's not the end of the world, right? This happens. This is why we didn't skip our first zealot. But we just deal with this and try to make it as minor as possible.
And
At
Cat
the same
Camera Bell
time-
also says Reavers can take goon shots too.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Reavers are pretty healthy. They're they have the same health as a dragoon, but you ideally would like to keep your Reaver number up, especially because they're just walking around. You start losing them, and they don't. It's gonna take a while to get another one up there. Alright, so he sends 5 zealots cross map and adds on a third gateway. I wonder why he got his gas if he doesn't even want to use it. Not sure what he's doing back at home. He's not using this, he's not getting his, okay, he just macroed some more. Whoop. He's not getting a cyber, this is a cybernetic port? Yeah. Alright, cool. So, he's finally getting up his gateway. I just don't like this opening. I'll be honest, I just don't. So, cool, he's hitting us with 5 zealots. Oh no, not 5 zealots. Good thing our Reaver's gonna finish soon enough, so we just need to delay him a little at the ramp. Got some probes. Let's try to delay him a little with the drill. Fortunately, we had vision here because we didn't actually have a probe out on the map. Our own Dragoon gets caught in the crossfire, but sure enough, we've delayed him until our Reaver's out. And so now, no big deal, no big deal. All of this is happening, but
He doesn't
no
get any
matter.
probe kills.
I'm sorry?
Did he get any probe kills? I don't think he did.
Oh, I wasn't even counting. I didn't
think he
hear
did.
any probes then.
Right.
Okay, he was sending in reinforcements, but this is smart, right? With a failed attack, you don't want to just keep throwing stuff at a failed attack. I'm glad he's pulling back. I'm not glad that these are all zealots.
I think he expected that to be bigger because now he's shifted to goon production.
Okay.
He expected that to be more of an impact.
Okay, that I would believe. Here, this should be... This, let me see if I can't... Oh. Pop this out. There we go. There we go. Okay. Where were we? So he's teching up to what appears to be Templar tech. He has a forge? Oh, that's weird. I guess this is answer to DTs. God. If you're playing PvP and your answer DTs is cans, you're probably doing a bad build. Because observers are such a beautiful answer because you're getting them. There we go. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool, cool, cool. Jeez, these things are evil.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. So,
Cat Camerville says it was a joke that he said Reavers can take goon shots too, and there's this emoji that I'd never seen before. Have you seen this emoji
kappa.
before?
That's definitely kappa.
What does that mean? What's kappa mean?
It's that,
Is it just like a troll face?
basically.
Like it's like saying it's like
Yeah,
it's clown honking his
it's
nose.
the new troll face. It took over for troll face.
Oh god.
Troll face retired, and we have kappa now.
He retired. Yeah, right. He had a good run. He's now collecting his pension. You always want to move goons first before Reavers.
He has Templar tech, but I didn't see him use any Templar. High or sober. That's weird. I mean, honestly, you could just be like, "Oh, I have gas. What do I do with my gas? If you already got a forge, just get your upgrade. Come on, dude. Be like the last Protoss."
Yeah, right. You watch the stream.
So, this is wasted money. Or okay, this part isn't. He got speed, but this part is wasted money. If you're gonna build something, build it for a reason. Don't build it because you built the other thing and all the other thing does is give you speed.
Maybe he wants ups. No, he doesn't have a forge yet. He
Uh,
didn't build a forge yet, I don't think.
Alright, so here's our 4 Reavers, and we're ready to start pushing across the map. Now, our Dragoon count is nothing to write home about. We have 5 Dragoons. That's it. We've been producing them off 1 gateway this whole time. But we've been producing Reavers alongside them, and it turns out 4 Reavers are really, really good. They barely need support. Now, he made the erroneous mistake of making a bunch of zealots, right? So this is harder to pull off when they've just got dragoons and they happen to be particularly good at spreading them out. This guy, right, zealots clump up and, oh, here's a reaver shot. Okay, it's not gonna, no, okay, none of these go off. This is why reavers are balanced. Okay, so don't call this OP, you know. Nothing landed there. He's running away. This makes sense if his intention is to surround us somehow. So for example, it would be really nice if he could keep tabs on us with, say, an observer. I mean, we have one, so it's going to make it a little harder for him to do. Okay, so this is what he did. So he ran around and attacked us while we were running straight up and attacking him. Makes sense. He's more mobile than we are. We have a very immobile army. That's the thing about this build. It's extremely immobile. It's extremely unmicroable. So here he is prepping up for the attack. He has cannons in all the wrong places. What if he had 3 right here? Maybe it would actually help. But we have reavers. What am I saying? So he's going to go ahead and push up. Our reaver is a little vulnerable, but it gets a nice shot off. So we happen to find ourselves in a base trade situation. In this situation, he's got 7 dragoons pushing on us, and we have half a round of macro done. He has a round of macro just about done, but we've got 8 dragoons and 4 reavers. We're also making reavers for defense back at home. So a base trade situation, yeah, we can take that. Yes, this is immobile and this will never get home in time, so we have to. We don't really have an option. Our one option is running all of these home and leaving all of these. I prefer taking this, especially because, okay, cool. We lose the natural, he loses the natural. That much is even. And then, yeah, back at home, what do? No reavers against a lot of reavers. I don't like those odds. Yeah, and that's the game. I'm just gonna leave it here. I don't think I have anything to add. You got anything to add? Yeah, good old 1:03 APM.
I did come up with a question with
Yep.
whenever I see the when we do our pauses and then we kind of like see, all right, how many units does he have? How many units do I have?
Yeah, here, keep
Thinking
talking.
about, it's not so much about what is there, like, oh look, I have more and he has less, therefore I'm better, or like I'm gonna win, or that's, you know, a good thing, but more like, well, what was done to get there? So what were some fundamentals that were had that, why am I in this better position? Not just that I am in a better position, but why am I in a better position?
Right.
What is it that they did, that they chose, that's different than the choices and decisions that I made that set me up to be in a better position?
And I think that one had everything and anything and everything. It had everything to do with that he did this awful 2-gate zealot build in PvP, or just 2-gate zealot at all. I mean, I don't like 2-gate for low-level players. I think it sets you up for a really bad mid-game, and I think it's hard to pull off well because you're microing slow zealots. So here, let's just not even fast forward. Let's just get up there. Where are we? Okay, it's not even done
Also
yet.
note that they can't see any of this.
Huh. There we go. Thank you. And we're back here.
So we already watched this. What is it that you want to show
So
again?
I just want to show you, to your point, why did we win? Why did he have worse stuff than us? We get a gateway and a reaver. For like half this game, all we're making is one Dragoon at a time, one Reaver at a time. Any day out of the week, I'll take that to 2 gateways worth of Zealots. Or hell, 3 gateways worth of Zealots. Because okay, yeah, so this happens, whatever. But thank God we rushed this Reaver out. And it came out just in time to... Oh, this guy does run away. What the hell? Whatever. You know, little micro mistakes. Not the point. The point is, back at home, he's just making more Zealots. And slow Zealots are never a good thing in this matchup. Fine, there's like a case or two, but they both involve you cheesing. Slow Zealots are so bad. Well, and it involved us getting rid of a manor pylon. But that's such a few and far between situation. Massing them like this is horror. This is so ugly. And this is really what it comes down to. This is why we won the game. This is really just our composition. We're making Reavers, we're making Dragoons. We're making Reavers, we're making Dragoons. He's making... Okay, finally he's making Dragoons. But right, he invested... There were 5, now 6. This is 11. This is 1,100 minerals worth of slow Zealots. He's ended up getting faster, but, I mean, Reaver Dragoon is so good against Zealots, even once they pick up speed, thanks to the splash damage of Reavers. Things with splash damage happen to be really good against things that are melee. And that, I think, above all, is why... Oh, where is it? Where's his little push? Is why this goes so poorly. Or, I mean, wait, so this is...
So, yeah, wait. Want to pause here?
Yeah.
And, like, see what does he have that is here?
So, things that he has include 5 Dragoons and 6 Zealots.
How much money is that?
We've got... Okay, 6 Zealots, that's 600, that's easy. 5, we've got 5 plus 125, we've got 625. So this is about 1,200 minerals and, 50 gas each, 250 gas.
Does that equal what you have?
This is 1,200, 250. We have, so 6 right here, this is, when I say 625, so this is going to be 750, 875, 875, plus 4 of these, plus 8, 800, 100, 800, 400. So 800 just in this, and then we'll just call it another 800 in here. We've got 1,600 just in minerals. He's got 1,200 just in minerals.
Okay.
No, so in terms of just sheer value of stuff, not enough. Even if it were, even if he has, what did I say this was? This was 1,600.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he had 4 more Zealots, this is not going to work.
Right. And you have Defender's Advantage. Plus,
Defender's Advantage,
I feel like if you just see those Reavers, you should just go back home.
Yeah. I mean, what is going to break 4 Reavers?
Right. Storm.
I don't know.
Storm, maybe.
Oh, yeah, they are clumped up. They are clumped up. And he has this. What is he doing? No, but he, just had this. He would still have to
and
get
he
the
had no
upgrade.
idea what you had. No.
Right.
Did he? You built
Did he
your robo. His manor pylon saw your robo.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at that point, you don't know. Maybe I'm just playing safe.
Oh, he did know that you were going to get Reavers per se, but he should have
Sure.
had that in mind. Like, I'm getting all these Zealots.
Sure.
I'm getting all these Zealots.
I'm getting all these Zealots, and he's gonna have probably
he might
Reavers.
have
I mean, you
Robo.
see a robo that early.
That's what I think. When I see a robo, I think Reaver.
No, here's the thing. That timing of that robo could have been the same as if I were going 3-gate goon with an observer real quick right before.
Okay.
Yeah. So honestly, this could have just been safe for observers, and who knows? Maybe he just automatically does this because he likes getting DTs, but realized that I would have observers. No, that can't be. He got this so slow. Whatever.
Okay.
That's this game.
Got it.
That's this game. It's just composition. Make Dragoon Reaver in PvP. God, I hate slow zealots in PvP. Okay, so it's 8:41. Should we wrap this thing up?
Let's wrap this thing up.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back on Tuesday. I don't know what day it is. Whatever. We'll be back at Tuesday Central Time. This will
7
be going
p.m.
7 p.m. Central Time.
That's on the 20th.
Thank
August
you.
20th.
Tuesday the 20th. This has been My Little Scarab. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.